The hip-hop world just got rocked, and this time, it's personal. It all started when Jim Jones, known for never holding back, publicly took aim at Nas, throwing shots that instantly set the internet ablaze. But nobody expected the reaction that followed. Within hours, Pusha T, one of the most respected and feared voices in rap, hit back and heated it fast. No hesitation. No warning. Just a swift, calculated strike that sent fans into chaos. This isn't just typical beef. This is a collision of legends, reputations, and pride all unfolding in real time, with the world watching every move. Every lyric, every post, every subtle jab is dissected by millions of fans who live for this drama. And trust me, nobody wants to blink. Because in a split second, alliances can shift, respect can be lost, and careers can be shaken. Pusha T's response wasn't just about defending Nas, it was a statement about loyalty, dominance, and authority in hip-hop. When someone of his caliber reacts, the consequences go far beyond social media likes and comments. Every line he drops, every reference he makes, echoes across the industry, making everyone involved rethink their next move. In this breakdown, we're diving deep. Who started it? Why did Jim Jones target Nas now? How did Pusha T respond so quickly? And most importantly, what does this mean for the future of one of hip-hop's most intense rivalries? Because in this game, a single word can ignite a war, and nobody does it better than Pusha T. The moment Jim Jones publicly targeted Nas, the hip-hop community collectively held its breath. This wasn't just another casual diss or a line thrown in passing. This was a direct call-out at one of the most respected figures in rap history. And in a culture where respect is everything, lines like these aren't easily ignored. Fans immediately flooded social media, dissecting every word, emoji, and caption, trying to decipher the intentions behind the attack. Was it a calculated move? A spontaneous moment of frustration? Or a strategic attempt to stir the pot and assert dominance in the crowded world of hip-hop? Jim Jones, of course, has built a reputation for being fearless. Over the years, he has consistently shown that he isn't afraid to speak his mind, even if it means stepping into dangerous territory. Targeting Nas, however, was a bold and potentially risky move. Nas isn't just another rapper. He is a legend whose influence spans decades. Disrespecting him can trigger an avalanche of reactions, not just from fellow artists, but from fans and critics alike. The initial shockwaves of Jones's statements immediately spread across Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, creating a frenzy of speculation and debate. Within hours, the hip-hop world was buzzing with questions. How would Nas respond? Would he even respond at all? And then came the unexpected twist. Pusha T struck back and heated it fast. Known for his sharp lyricism and calculated strategies, Pusha T has long maintained a reputation for timing his responses perfectly, and this instance was no exception. Instead of letting the diss linger and create uncertainty, he countered with a precision that left fans stunned. The content of Pusha T's response was a masterclass in timing, wit, and authority. Every line was deliberate, aimed not just at defending Nas, but at establishing his own position as a force that cannot be ignored. Social media erupted with reactions, clips, and breakdowns, each fan attempting to analyze every nuance of his words. The sheer speed of his response sent a clear message. In this game, hesitation is weakness, and Pusha T refuses to be caught off guard. Beyond the immediate reactions, this exchange highlights a deeper reality within hip-hop. Rivalries aren't just about individual pride, they are battles for influence, legacy, and cultural relevance. When Jim Jones aimed at Nas, he was stepping into a delicate ecosystem where every move has consequences. Pusha T's response, however, demonstrates how carefully crafted. Interventions can protect reputations, assert dominance, and maintain credibility. Fans who have followed his career know that he rarely acts impulsively. Every action is strategic, every line calculated, and every response designed to reinforce his standing in the industry. At the same time, this incident reveals the volatility of modern hip-hop. In an era dominated by social media, news travels at lightning speed. A single comment or post can escalate into global controversy within hours. Artists must navigate this terrain carefully, balancing authenticity with awareness of how their words will be interpreted. Pusha T's rapid response not only defended Nas, but also demonstrated an acute understanding of the digital landscape, the importance of controlling narrative before misinformation spreads. Interestingly, the reaction from the broader hip-hop community was immediate and polarizing. Some praised Pusha T for his loyalty and swift action, arguing that defending legends is a moral imperative in a genre built on respect and history. Others speculated about the underlying motives, questioning whether there were deeper strategies at play, alliances being tested, or power dynamics being recalibrated behind the scenes. The truth is, in hip-hop, visible actions often only hint at the intricate politics happening off-camera. As the debate raged on, the media amplified every angle. Blogs dissected every word, reaction videos went viral, and fan pages exploded with speculation. The sheer intensity of coverage shows that this was more than a personal feud, it was a cultural event. In a world where artists' words are scrutinized like evidence in a courtroom, timing and delivery matter as much as content. Pusha T's fast response highlighted not just his verbal dexterity, but also his mastery of perception management, an essential skill in an age where narrative can shape legacy. Moreover, the incident underscores the evolving role of loyalty and alliances in hip-hop. Historically, disputes between rappers were often contained within music, mixtapes, and select interviews. Today, social media accelerates the impact, placing immense pressure on artists to react immediately or risk losing credibility. By striking back swiftly, Pusha T sent a message not just to Jim Jones, but to the entire community. Disrespect towards legends will not be tolerated, and calculated retaliation is non-negotiable. It's also worth noting how the response impacted fan dynamics. Loyal supporters of Nas and Pusha T flooded the comments sections, dissecting lyrics, memes, and posts. Online communities quickly formed around different interpretations, creating debates that extended well beyond the original diss. For newer fans, this exchange served as an introduction to the subtleties of hip-hop feuds, showcasing how strategic timing, word choice, and cultural awareness intersect in shaping reputation. The psychological dimension of Pusha T's response cannot be overlooked. A measured, fast counterstrike communicates power, control, and confidence. It signals that he is aware of the stakes and fully capable of managing them. In contrast, hesitation or delay could have been interpreted as weakness or uncertainty, which in the highly competitive world of rap can have lasting implications. By acting swiftly, Pusha T reinforced his own standing while simultaneously protecting the legacy of Nas, a calculated move demonstrating respect, strategy, and dominance all at once. In conclusion, this incident between Jim Jones, Nas, and Pusha T is emblematic of larger trends in hip-hop today. Disputes are no longer confined to studios or stages. They unfold in real time online, with fans, media, and fellow artists all participating. Speed, precision, and strategic thinking have become as critical as lyrical skill. Pusha T's fast retaliation serves as a case study in how to navigate modern rap culture, balancing personal loyalty with professional acumen. What remains clear is that the ripples of this confrontation will continue to shape the conversations within hip-hop. Every fan reaction, every media post, and every industry whisper contributes to a narrative that will influence future collaborations, rivalries, and reputations. And for Pusha T, the message has been sent loud and clear. When it comes to defending respect and legacy, he does not wait. He acts. He dominates. And he ensures that those who underestimate him quickly learn the cost of crossing him. The aftermath of Pusha T's rapid response to Jim Jones targeting Nas was immediate, intense, and far-reaching. Within minutes of his reply hitting social media, fans and commentators alike erupted with speculation, analysis, and debate. Clips of the exchange were shared across platforms, memes were created, and countless threads dissected every syllable, gesture, and lyric. The digital ecosystem amplified the drama at lightning speed, proving once again that in modern hip-hop, a single response can dominate the conversation for days. Pusha T's approach was calculated. Unlike impulsive reactions seen in other feuds, every line he delivered was deliberate, precise, and purposeful. His goal wasn't merely to defend Nas, it was to assert dominance, maintain his own credibility, and send a message to the broader community. Crossing the wrong people comes with consequences. By doing so, he not only reinforced his loyalty to Nas, but also reminded the world why he is considered one of the most strategic and respected figures in rap. Meanwhile, Jim Jones' initial attack continued to reverberate. Analysts and fans began to scrutinize not just the words he used, but the timing, tone, and potential underlying motives. Was this purely a personal jab, or part of a larger attempt to shift power dynamics in the industry? Some speculated it could have been a move to garner attention, reignite relevance, or provoke responses for publicity. Regardless of intent, the situation quickly escalated beyond a simple beef. It became a cultural event that highlighted how influence, perception, and timing operate in hip-hop. Social media was a battlefield. Fans aligned themselves with their preferred sides, while debates raged over who had the stronger argument, sharper lyricism, or better strategy. Memes of Pusha T striking back circulated widely, often emphasizing his confidence and control over the situation. This visual culture reinforced his authority and turned a verbal exchange into an interactive, viral phenomenon. The situation also revealed something crucial about loyalty in hip-hop. In an era dominated by collaborations, alliances, and public personas, defending one's peers is as much about reputation as it is about relationships. Pusha T's quick counterstrike demonstrated that he values principles over hesitation, and that in the world of rap, silence in the face of disrespect can often be more damaging than confrontation. Industry insiders weighed in, suggesting that Pusha T's response wasn't only about Nas, it was a broader signal to the community. By acting fast, he showed that he is vigilant, unshakable, and aware of every move in a space where a single comment can spiral into a career-altering controversy. His response was not reactionary, it was preemptive, designed to assert control over a narrative that could have easily spun out of his grasp. Beyond the immediate hype, this exchange highlights a larger truth about modern hip-hop culture. Influence is as much about perception as talent. A single line, delivered at the right moment, can shape public opinion, influence alliances, and dictate the trajectory of reputations. Pusha T understood this implicitly, using timing and precision to not only defend Nas, but also cement his own legacy as a calculated and formidable force in rap. The psychological impact of the exchange was equally significant. For Jim Jones, facing a rapid, public, and decisive response from someone of Pusha T's stature likely altered how he navigated future interactions. In a genre built on respect and reputation, a single misstep can have long-lasting consequences. By responding quickly and strategically, Pusha T shifted the power balance, ensuring that he remained in control of the narrative and reinforcing his position as a respected and feared artist. Fans continued to analyze every detail, from lyrics to social media posts, interpreting subtext and reading between the lines. Some argued that Pusha T's response was not just offensive, but also a subtle assertion of his influence over the culture. By taking the initiative, he demonstrated that he sets the standard for how disputes are handled, blending loyalty with strategic foresight. Moreover, the incident highlighted the evolving dynamics of feuds in the digital age. Unlike past eras, where conflicts were confined to albums, radio interviews, or live events, today's battles play out in real time, visible to millions instantly. Artists must not only craft their words carefully, but also anticipate the reactions of an attentive and highly engaged global audience. Pusha T's mastery of timing, tone, and delivery allowed him to dominate this new battlefield effectively. The exchange also sparked discussions about the responsibility of public figures in shaping narratives. While the original attack by Jim Jones was aggressive and provocative, Pusha T's response demonstrated restraint, focus, and strategic calculation. It sent a message that while defense is necessary, it must be conducted with awareness of broader implications, both for personal reputation and cultural perception. Ultimately, This confrontation between Pusha T and Jim Jones over Nas illustrates the delicate balance of power, respect, and influence in hip-hop. It shows how loyalty, timing, and strategic communication intersect to create moments that are remembered long after the initial exchange fades from headlines. In this environment, a single response can solidify credibility, reaffirm alliances, and define legacies. For fans, the exchange offered both drama and a masterclass in strategy. Every reaction, comment, and post became part of a larger story, one that emphasized the importance of precision, timing, and respect in a culture where words carry weight far beyond the studio or stage. And while social media moves on quickly, the lessons from this exchange remain. Pusha T's fast, calculated, and impactful response serves as a reminder that in hip-hop, every action is watched, every word analyzed, and every decision shapes how history will remember you. The conversation continues to dominate online spaces, but one fact is undeniable. In this clash, Pusha T proved that loyalty, timing, and strategic thinking remain unmatched weapons in the modern rap battlefield. The shockwaves of Pusha T's rapid response continued to ripple through the hip-hop community long after the initial exchange. Fans, commentators, and fellow artists alike were still dissecting every syllable, every post, and every subtle implication. Unlike fleeting online drama, this confrontation revealed something deeper about power, loyalty, and reputation in the modern rap industry. Pusha T's actions weren't just defensive, they were strategic. By reacting immediately, he not only protected Nas's legacy, but also reinforced his own position as a formidable, calculated force. In hip-hop, where influence is measured as much by perception as by skill, timing is everything. Pusha T demonstrated that he understood this principle perfectly. Every word he delivered, every subtle nod, and every deliberate lyric showcased his awareness of the stakes involved and his ability to control the narrative. For Jim Jones, the backlash was immediate and unrelenting. Social media exploded with reactions, some praising him for daring to confront a legend, others criticizing the move as reckless. Analysts speculated about potential long-term impacts on his career, questioning whether challenging someone of Nas's stature, with Pusha T ready to intervene, was a calculated risk or a misstep. Regardless, the spotlight remained firmly on him, proving that in today's hip-hop ecosystem, any public challenge carries enormous consequences. Fans quickly divided into factions. Some championed Pusha T for his loyalty and precision, viewing his response as a masterclass in handling disputes. Others debated whether Jim Jones' original jab had merit, exploring motives, timing, and possible alliances behind the scenes. The discussion went beyond mere entertainment. It became an examination of strategy, influence, and the unspoken rules that govern interactions between top-tier artists. Social media, as always, amplified every aspect. Clips of Pusha T's response went viral, inspiring reaction videos, meme content, and detailed analysis. The rapid dissemination of content underscored the importance of immediacy in modern hip-hop feuds. A delay in response can be perceived as weakness, while calculated swiftness can reinforce authority and credibility. Pusha T leveraged this dynamic perfectly, sending a message that timing, precision, and loyalty are integral components of respect in rap. The broader industry took notice as well. Behind-the-scenes alliances, collaborations, and future projects were inevitably influenced by this confrontation. Artists, managers, and industry insiders analyzed the exchange for cues about power dynamics, potential shifts in influence, and the strategic approaches employed by both Pusha T and Jim Jones. In an environment where every move is scrutinized, the ability to respond decisively can redefine reputations overnight. Psychologically, the impact on all parties involved was significant. Pusha T's rapid intervention conveyed confidence, control, and authority. Jim Jones, facing both fan and industry scrutiny, had to navigate the fallout with caution. Nas, though the target of the initial attack, benefited from the intervention, reinforcing his status as a respected and untouchable figure. The incident illustrated how decisions in real time, especially those made under public pressure, can alter relationships, influence perceptions, and shape careers. Beyond the immediate participants, this feud highlighted key trends in contemporary hip-hop. Loyalty, strategy, and timing now dictate outcomes as much as lyrical skill. Social media accelerates conflict, turning private disputes into global spectacles within hours. Every statement is dissected, every reaction is amplified, and the consequences extend far beyond the initial confrontation. Pusha T's response exemplified mastery over these dynamics, showing how an artist can assert dominance without losing composure. The cultural implications are equally profound. Fans witnessed firsthand how respect and authority are defended in modern rap, while aspiring artists learned the importance of strategy, precision, and timing. The incident also sparked debates about ethics, boundaries, and the role of digital platforms in shaping public perception. What began as a personal jab escalated into a broader conversation about power, influence, and the consequences of actions in an interconnected, highly visible music culture. Ultimately, the exchange reaffirmed the centrality of strategy and loyalty in hip-hop. Pusha T's fast, calculated, and effective response demonstrated that defending a peer and asserting personal authority are not mutually exclusive. In fact, when executed correctly, they reinforce one another, solidifying reputation and influence simultaneously. This confrontation became more than a feud. It became a case study in how modern hip-hop operates, blending artistry with real-world strategic thinking. As fans continue to debate, analyze, and react, the legacy of this exchange will endure. Pusha T proved that in the volatile world of rap, decisiveness, loyalty, and precise execution are key. Jim Jones learned that bold moves carry high stakes, and Nas' status remained untouchable, protected by both reputation and the swift intervention of allies. The incident serves as a reminder that in hip-hop, words have power, timing is everything, and every decision reverberates far beyond the moment it occurs. In the end, the lesson is clear. In a culture where perception equals reality, every action matters. Pusha T's rapid strike didn't just defend Nas, it reinforced the rules of engagement in modern rap, setting a precedent for loyalty, strategy, and dominance that will be remembered long after the headlines fade. If you've been following this explosive showdown, you already know this isn't just about words on social media. It's about power, respect, and legacy in hip-hop. Pusha T's rapid response to Jim Jones targeting Nas wasn't just a reaction. It was a statement that loyalty, timing, and strategy still rule the game. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Did Pusha T handle this perfectly, or was there more he could have done? Did Jim Jones go too far by challenging Nas publicly, or was it just part of the competitive nature of rap? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want your take, the real, unfiltered opinions of the fans who live and breathe this culture. If you're hyped by this clash and want more deep dives into the hottest feuds, make sure to like this video. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the breakdowns, reactions, and behind-the-scenes insights from the biggest moments in hip-hop. And don't just keep it to yourself. Share this video with someone who's always debating the fiercest rap battles, the sharpest lyricists, and the moments that define the culture. Remember, in hip-hop, every word counts, every action has consequences, and history is written in real time. Pusha T just reminded everyone how loyalty, strategy, and timing shape legends. So tell us, who won this exchange in your eyes? Your comment could spark the next debate, the next theory, the next viral conversation. Be part of it.